Okay, in this problem, we're given f of x is equal to 3x cubed and a is equal to -1. We're asked to find the derivative at a, and then we're going to find the equation of the line tangent at, let's see, a comma f of a. Okay, so the definition of the derivative is written here, and we're going to use this. So it's the limit as h approaches 0 of f of a plus h minus f of a over h. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our function value, 3x cubed here. So this is the limit as h approaches 0 of 3 times our a is -1, so -1 plus h cubed minus f of -1 over h. Okay, I could have wrote that. Let's go ahead and write that function value. I should have done that. So 3 limit as h approaches 0 of 3 times, let's fix this as well. Let's write it as h minus 1 instead of -1 plus h. So h minus 1 cubed, and f of -1 is 3 times -1 cubed over h. Okay, so we're going to need to expand this h minus 1 cubed term out. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're multiplying 3 times h minus 1 times h minus 1 times h minus 1. Okay, so let's look at these last two. So we'll keep the first two, and we'll multiply these last two out. So h times h is h squared. And then our two middle terms will get -h and -h, so that's -2h. And then the last term will be plus 1. Okay, and then let's go ahead and expand out to the next h minus 1 term. So we'll get 3 out front still. H cubed minus 2h squared plus h minus h squared plus 2h minus 1. Okay, there are some terms in here that we can combine, like the h and the 2h gives us 3h, and the -2h squared and the -h squared gives us -3h squared. So let's keep the 3 out front for now. H cubed minus 3h squared plus 3h minus 1. Okay, and then when we factor in that 3, distribute the 3, we get 3h cubed minus 9h squared plus 9h minus 3. Okay, so all of this right here is this expanded out. Okay, so we've still, when we go ahead and write this whole fraction, this definition of a limit, we're still going to have to take care of this term over here. Okay, so we have the limit as h approaches 0 of the stuff that we just expanded, so 3h cubed minus 9h squared plus 9h minus 3. And then this term is what? Well, let's see, -1 cubed is still -1. -1 times -3 is +3, so plus 3 all over h. Okay, the -3 and the +3 cancel. And then we can factor an h out of all of these three terms because they all have an h. So we have the limit as h approaches 0, factor out the h, and we get a 3h squared minus 9h plus 9 all over h. Let's go ahead and reduce those h's, and then go ahead and put in the 0 in place of h. So this term goes to 0, this term goes to 0, and what's left? 9. Okay, so this is equal to 9, which means f prime of -1 is equal to 9. So what that is the slope at x equals -1. Okay, so our next question, this is the answer to the first question. Our next question is that we need to determine the equation of the line tangent. Okay, so in order to write a line, you need three things. You need a slope. We have it right here. And you need an x and a y. We have our x. We don't have a y. So in order to find our y, we plug into the function, the regular function, not the derivative function, the regular function, which was 3x cubed. So we plug a negative 1 in there, and we get 3 times negative 1 cubed, which is negative 3. So our x and our y value are negative 1 and negative 3. Our slope is 9. With that information, we can easily write a line. It'll be y minus, what's our y value? Negative 3, equals m is the slope, times x minus negative 1. Okay, so that's y plus 3 is equal to 9 times x plus 1. So that's y plus 3 is equal to 9x plus 9. Subtract the 3 from both sides, and we get y is equal to 9x plus 6. And that's the slope, that's the slope. This is the line tangent at x equals negative 1 to the given function.